Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Queen of TV channel. Before we get started with our intro, let's get into our three things. Please watch the video to the end and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, there will be cursing and profanity in these videos. If that is not your cup of tea, this channel is not for you. I will be giving my honest opinion about the things that happen in the episode, and I will do the same when we're talking about the show as a whole. We have dogs in the background. I'm sorry. They're barking and it's throwing me off. I don't know what they're barking about, and I really hope that no one is at the front door. But let's get into our intro. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, the Queen herself, and you are the Prince and the Princesses. Whether you are a subscriber or you are a viewer, either way, welcome. Today we'll be talking about H2O Season 1, Episode 12, the Siren Song. I think that's what it's called. Hold on. No. Correction. It's called the Siren Effect. My bad. We start off the episode at the Juice Snack Cafe. They are having a karaoke night. Miriam is up there singing. She's singing good. And Lewis decided that he wanted Cleo to also be up there, so he signed her up without realizing that, well, Cleo's going to need some practice because Cleo cannot sing. Emma knew this and said that Lewis was going to regret doing that, which he did. When he came to the realization that Cleo could not sing, he kind of felt bad because he didn't know. Cleo obviously has secondhand embarrassment because, well, in this case, just embarrassment. I'm saying secondhand because obviously Lewis didn't know this when he had signed her up, and at the same time, this is very cringe for her because she knows she can't sing, and if she gets up on stage, she's going to humiliate herself, which is what happened. Well, she tries singing to Ronnie at the marine park, and yikes, he don't like it either. He leaves. She tries to say her singer can't be that bad, but I mean, it is. Miss Chatham shows up to come back again to warn Cleo about the full moon. Now she's very vague about it, but is clearly honest that this full moon is for Cleo. She doesn't tell her this, but obviously she knows. Cleo gets a phone call from her mom and gets distracted. And when she looks back into the direction that Miss Chatham was standing in, she was gone. The Scooby-Doo gang of Mako is the name I'm calling them, decide to come together, the four of them, to stay together on the full moon to make sure no one sees it. Cleo's dad is not happy about this because obviously Lewis is involved, and Lewis is a boy and he has two daughters. So he decides that he's going to stay with them during their movie night until Kim is caught seeing the same movie and gets scared at something. He quickly ushers her upstairs, leaving the four friends alone together. Lewis assumes that he must be something special for Dom to not want him there, but Cleo shuts that down by saying that her father doesn't like any boys. The full moon shows up as Emma and Rikki cover up under the covers. Lewis is trying to shut the blinds, but accidentally leaves an opening on the other side of them and ends up letting some moonlight in that Cleo can witness in a glass of water. She almost touches it and gets wet, but Lewis stops it, and they warn Cleo that she almost got moonstruck, which Cleo can't remember seeing the full moon, so she's kind of confused. She goes upstairs, and sadly but surely, she ends up seeing the full moon in her bathroom, where the moonlight reflection shines from the window into a sink of water. Cleo touches the moon, and she is immediately entranced. While Emma, Rikki, and Lewis are downstairs listening to Rikki sang karaoke, and Rikki obviously knowing she can't sing, but she's having fun. Cleo shows up and all of a sudden is singing like a complete different person. She is under the spell of a siren, and she is singing like one because we see Byron, who is well at the beach, far away from Cleo's house, can hear her and immediately gets entranced. And he's not the only one. As Cleo is doing this, Emma and Rikki can notice that Cleo's hands are wet, but she has no tail. And then that's when they look at Lewis and see that he is becoming entranced by Cleo's singing. That's when they put two and two together that Cleo has seen the full moon and has touched water. She is under the moon's spell. Cleo's parents come downstairs and hear her singing beautifully, and that's when Byron shows up and congratulates Cleo on her singing. Rikki and Emma confront Cleo, and Cleo is acting like this is not a big deal, that the moon itself has probably brought this ability to sing out of her. Not that this is the full moon itself. It gets worse from there when Dom tries to talk to Cleo and get her to understand that, what's going on with her is not normal. All these boys are enamored with her and his issue with all this. And, well, Kim informs him that his wife needs to tell him something. And it's important. He gets downstairs, and there's I think 5 or 6 more boys that are in his house wanting to talk to his daughter. Absolutely not. He kicks them out of his house. And Cleo is taken upstairs with Emma, Rikki, and Lewis. Lewis, who is wearing headphones, who can't hear them or Cleo, is trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And he keeps saying the same things they are saying. Cleo is got no care in the world. She is happy and excited that she has this beautiful voice and that everybody loves her. So the girls have to leave when Kim informs them that Dom wants them to get rid of the karaoke stuff and all the microphones. So they leave Lewis alone with Cleo. And that goes as well as about what you can think. He takes the headphones off because he can't hear her. And he gets entranced again. And they kiss. Dom catches them. Kicks Lewis out. Him and Rikki are disappointed in Cleo. They go to sleep. But Cleo is not asleep. She gets up, sneaks out, and goes sing on a radio talk show which plays the song constantly. Because by the next morning when Em and Rikki find out, there's nothing they can do about it. And they confront Cleo. They're frustrated. They're upset that Cleo is not understanding this is not her. This is the full moon. Next thing you know, there's a ring at the door. There's a slew, a flock, and a whole army of men, teenage boys, outside Cleo's house wanting to hear her sing. This has gotten bad to absolutely crazy. So, as they're trying to get all these guys to leave and prevent Cleo from going outside and singing for them, she ends up singing for them anyway and goes to juice that cafe. Well, the sun is coming up and the moon is going down, and the ability to sing that Cleo had gained from the full moon goes away. It is her natural voice, and she's trying to sing like she used to, And it's coming out completely terrible. It breaks the spell of the guys and they all leave. Miriam, who's happy about this, was completely shocked that all these men would be flaunted over Cleo. Is glad that they see that she really can't sing. Lewis is sad because it means it's over. So that means he remembers everything. Emma and Rikki are glad it's over and they go home. Cleo is upset because she thought all those people actually liked her for her, not just because she could sing, but because they actually cared about her. Cleo's dad lets her know that they love her and that's all that matters. They hug it out and they go home. I'm guessing Cleo at one point apologized because she's talking to Emma and Rikki, and Cleo's hoping that all this will die down, only for her to realize that her singing has reverted back to its normal self, even on the radio. So she knows she's not going to live that down. Lewis comes over to talk to Cleo, and him and Cleo are having a conversation and talking about what happened the previous night with the full moon. Cleo thinks that it might have been because of the full moon why they kissed, not because they wanted to kiss. Lewis does not correct her. He lets her think like this. But before they can continue talking, her dad gets involved and pulls her into the house and tells Lewis goodbye. And the episode ends like that. So let's get into my review. Oh my God. Wait 1 second. Cleo, I can see why she could remember. Okay, I lied. I don't understand why the show made it to where on her first full moon, she actually remembered everything that happened while the others didn't. But then right after this episode, they made it to where she could not remember what happened. Well, until one episode in season 2. But it's like there's no explanation as to how Cleo ended up remembering everything. She remembered the kiss. She remembered all the guys. She even remembered like literally everything that was going on. So that means that it was Cleo the whole time that Emma and Rikki were talking to. She was very self-aware of what was going on and she just allowed it to happen because people loved her. People liked her. She could sing. She was happy. She had a voice. But it just shows you that, people in certain powers can abuse them. Cleo obviously was using this power to make people like her because she wanted them to like her. But it's like the one person that she wanted to like her the most that already did was Lewis. And she used her singing on him so they would kiss. And to me, I feel like that was Cleo's way of giving it away to Lewis that she liked him. And the fact that this was their first kiss, everything surrounded by it, does make it wrong because it's not Lewis's choice to kiss her. He's being forced to by the song that she's singing. But at the same time, he actually remembers. So it's like there's this mystery surrounding this whole episode that I'm trying to understand. So if Lewis can remember everything that the song was doing to him, then that means that Cleo didn't force the kiss on him because he was aware of the kiss. So he consented to the kiss. And if that's the case, then that means that Lewis and Cleo are very aware of each other, that they like each other. Because it makes no sense for them to act like they don't. Because that just makes the episode seem like we're like we don't understand something. When it's clear as day, we understand what's going on here. That's why I said it's gone back to crazy. Because this is crazy. So if Cleo can remember everything that she did on the full moon, including all the other guys involved, then why didn't they just make Lewis and Cleo a couple in this episode? Because they've already kissed. They're both well aware of their emotions. Why let them believe it's the full moon when you could just put them together? Like, this mystery surrounding this episode is nuts. Like, I need somebody to like help me debunk all this of what I'm saying, because if you can't debunk this, please explain to me how this is possible. Because I would love to hear y'all guys' opinion in the comments. Please comment what y'all think is the reason why the show didn't do these 4 things I'm finna mention to y'all. Why not make Lewis and Cleo a couple in this relationship? Like, why not put them as a couple in this relationship that they got? Obviously, they're friends, but they should be in a relationship now if they've kissed. Like, why do y'all think they didn't do that in this episode? Second, how is it possible that Cleo remembered everything on the full moon when Emma and Rikki didn't? Third, if it was the full moon that was giving Cleo the ability to sing, why do you guys think, compared to my reason, that Cleo allowed the full moon to do this to her? Because I believe that Cleo believed that it was all her and that the full moon just revealed this ability to her, that she already has this ability. And we know from Mako Mermaids, mermaids actually can sing. So she might not be incorrect in that answer. Because if real mermaids actually do have this ability to sing like this, then that should mean that Cleo should have this same ability. But she only has this ability during a Pacific full moon. And that brings me to my last question I want you guys to answer in the comments. Why do y'all think the show made it to where the girls could not remember anything that happened on the full moon in general? Like, in general, like every single full moon. Why they did not let the girls remember everything? Because we know that the full moon takes control of them and make them do things that they would not normally do. But why wipe their memories of the incidents that happened the previous night? Why? Like, I want you guys to answer those questions for me. That brings me to the next topic I want to talk about. Obviously, Em and Rikki didn't do this much this episode, but like, this whole thing with them and Dom trying to get Cleo to understand that what's going on here is not normal, and her not listening to them, and they're driving themselves crazy on trying to figure out how to fix this. It is so funny to me because Cleo isn't doing anything that can be considered dangerous. They are aware that this will wear off when the sun comes up. Just let her. As long as Cleo is not trying to show them that she's a mermaid, because it seems like to me she's more focused on these guys liking her than actually wanting to be a mermaid. Why not just let her do this? Because they are literally running themselves ragged trying to stop her from singing with these guys, let these guys get close to her. All they have to do is tell Cleo, okay, you want to sing with these people? You can sing with them at the Juice Net Cafe. Just go to the Juice Net Cafe. Tell the guys, hey, Cleo's going to be at the Juice Net Cafe at this time. She'll meet you guys there. Take Cleo there. Let her sing in front of those people and tell her parents that obviously what's going on with Cleo will wear off when the sun come up. It'll be all over with. Bam. Spell is broken, right? Instead of doing all this extra stuff, let her do it. Because Dom driving himself nuts about the fact that these men, all these boys, are around his daughter. My bad, his daughter. And it's like, it goes from being just Lewis and Byron to like 5 or 6 more guys to a whole damn army of dudes. Like, his whole fucking house, whole entire front yard is full of teenage boys. Where the fuck are they parents? Like, where are the moms and the dads of these boys? Because they are all sitting outside. Ain't no telling how long they been out there. So it's like, how many times did the radio play this song? And why is it only working on teenagers? And it's supposed to work on all men? Is it depending on what the age of the mermaid is? Might be. But it's like this episode is pretty funny because it's like let her sing. Just let her sing. If you let her do this, then it'll be all over. But, you know, they couldn't do that and they worked themselves to death. I understand their frustrations or whatever, but it's like this all could have been avoided if y'all just promised her that tomorrow you would let her sing in front of her live audience. And I'm pretty sure she would have behaved herself because y'all trying to forcefully convince her that this is an issue is like making her think y'all are not supporting her. But everything got patched up, everything got worked out, and that's all I got for you guys. But don't forget to answer those questions in the comments. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I think this episode is funny as hell. This this is ridiculous. They know full well this all would have been over the next day. I understand y'all try to prevent her from singing for all these guys, but like I never understood what was the harm in this episode for her to be under the influence of the full moon. I just don't get it. But you guys have a blessed day. You have a wonderful day. And I don't know if no one has told you this today, but if they haven't, I'm telling you, I love you. I'll see you guys in the next one. But you already know this ain't even the last time we put to see each other. But until then, bye guys.